What's up, everybody? Grumpy Giant coming at you from my Skyblock paradise. And believe it or not, welcome to episode 30. That's pretty exciting. Today we've got some plans, and they involve Tech Reborn. I did a substantial amount of off-camera grinding to get all of the bits and bobs that we need to put together the fusion reactor. So, I don't know that we have everything that we need, but what we do have, we have the fusion coils that we need, and we have everything we need for the fusion control computer. Thank you to Sir Wigsalot, for reminding me about the shipping bin from Pam's to get emeralds. I had a whole bunch of the Pam's vegetables and things and some rotten flesh and all that good stuff that I could turn in and get a whole bunch of emeralds. So I was able to get enough emeralds so we could continue on the Tech Reborn line. Plus, getting into mechanism really helped. You see, the mechanism stuff is interchangeable and is a lot easier to produce. I ran out of iridium actually partway through. So I had to stop, get more platinum ore, process more of it here. I guess as a side benefit, maybe it's extremely expensive for energy cost. But once we get the fusion reactor built and I guess operational, we will be able to craft iridium ore for whatever that's worth, because I think basically we're done. On a side note, these machines, once you get all of the overclock upgrades, which aren't very difficult to make, they're just some 10K coolant cells, which is just water in a 10 ingot. You need 3 per, and then some basic stuff from both Mechanism and Tech Reborn. Again, the Mechanism stuff was really fantastic. This is the only recipe that I did. I didn't make the helium coolant cells or the NAC coolant cells because I didn't want to. I don't think they're super difficult. Yeah, I mean, we could have done it. But we needed the helium and all that stuff anyway. That's what this chest was for, because each of these fusion coils required one of these superconductors, which needed the 60K helium coolant cells by itself, plus a bunch of these energy circuits, plus a bunch of iridium alloy plates. It was something in the neighborhood. Let's see, this thing. The iridium alloy here needed the thick neutron reflector, which is what we needed the emeralds for, because it's something like 208 of these beryllium cells, and then we needed to do just about 840 copper plates, and then more than that of the coal and tin dust. I did probably 9 or 10 stacks of blocks to get the amount of dust that we needed. And out of everything I did, I have 2 stacks of tin dust and 2 stacks of coal dust left. Yeah. It's a lot of stuff. This thing is expensive. However, we're done now. So, fusion control computer and fusion coils, get. It was about 3 hours of grinding. This process would have been a lot easier if I was able to automate any of this using, AE2 or something else, but very little's automatable at this point without that, although we do have access to AE2 now. But I didn't get into that. So this is our next gate, is the plasma generator. I have all of the stuff right here to put together the plasma generator. What I wanted to do, though, I want to take a moment here and put together this generator. So we're going to go up here, and I don't have any, I got glass. I guess we could use this to just kind of place it on. You know what? I think, actually, that we can kind of set this thing down like that. Okay, so let's take a look. So the multi-block, yep, cool. So that is good. The multi-block looks like this, and it's these fusion coils, right? So we can just kind of start setting them down. Oh, that one didn't work quite like I intended. And this thing, you know, it produces an all right amount of power. It's got some nice additional uses, but in order to make it work, it requires various fuels, and the fuels are not super. Can that attach? Yeah. So this thing is gonna start sucking in power. Okay, it's gonna take a little while to get the amount of energy that we need in here. What I should do I have any more wireless doodads? I have some here. I'll just take one of these. I'll take that. Because, yeah, these things can take a little bit. Can I set this here? Oh, no, I don't want that powering those. Can I set it over here? Yeah, that'll work. It's going to take roughly 40 million EU in this thing to power it up enough. So now that we've got it up and running, let's go discuss the fuel types. Okay, so we needed the way this is going to work is hello. Do we not have? Oh, right there. So what we're going to do, because there's energy positive, I guess, recipes, and then there's energy negative recipes. What we want to do is do the energy positive one first. It's going to require 40 million EU to start for the recipe that we're going to use, but we'll go over the other recipes as well. This one is a short-term kind of recipe. The fusion will take place for 51 seconds. But what we're going to do, we're going to take deuterium and helium-3, and we're going to combine them, and they're going to become a helium plasma cell. Okay? During that time, yes, it's going to take 40 million EU to start that process, but once it's running, it's going to produce 32,000 EU per tick for 1,024 ticks, which is 51 seconds. The next recipe would be deuterium and tritium, and that would produce a helium-3 cell. So the output from this would be one of the inputs from this one, right? That one requires 60 million EU to start, and it produces 32,000 EU per tick for 2,048 ticks, so 100 seconds. And then we get into the ones that cost EU. So we can produce platinum dust through beryllium and wolframium, and that start cost is 80 million EU, and then the running cost is 2,000 EU per tick for 1,024 ticks. That's pretty rough. That's very, very costly. I don't even know that we're producing that. We might be producing that during the day, maybe. I don't know. And then down here on this one, it's an iridium ore is lithium plus wolframium, and it's 90 million EU to start, and then of course the cost is the same. So on the one that we're going to do, the helium-3 was already a byproduct that we were producing. I didn't have to go out of my way to make any more of this. The industrial centrifuge with in-stone dust will produce a helium cell and a helium-3 cell. We had to do this anyway to get the helium cell. You know, we were already doing quite a bit of it, so that's not a huge issue. The deuterium came from a hydrogen cell in the industrial centrifuge to produce deuterium, and the hydrogen cell comes from... I did this recipe. You can do others as well. I don't have any bauxite dust. And the sulfuric acid cell was just an extra step that honestly didn't feel worth it. It might be, but I don't know. I guess we'd have gotten methane. We could have done this. We could have gone this route because we have the materials to make sulfuric acid. I didn't want to. So what I did was the electrolyzed water cell. So I'll kind of walk you through the process of doing all this. I've got 8 water cells in my inventory right now. So if we come over here to the industrial electrolyzer, we can throw those in here and they become 8 electrolyzed water cells, right? So if we throw those back in here, if this is the right recipe, yeah, we'll get 4 hydrogen cells, a compressed air cell, and an empty cell. Now, I don't care about the compressed air cell or the empty cell, so I'll come over here and run the compressed air cell through the extractor. And then we would have been able to take, where's this one? The 4 hydrogen cells in the industrial centrifuge, which is this machine. And those, over some time, will turn into deuterium and more empty cells, right? So that's pretty easy. I'm going to throw these electrolyzed water cells in the extractor as well. Get rid of those. Don't need them. So, I guess what we could do then is get one more helium-3 cell. How's this thing doing? Yeah, see, we're only at 150k. Oh, that's pretty rough. That's going to take a while. Yeah, I guess for the time being, that's about all we can do on that. I tell you what, I'm going to, now that we've kind of gone over the fuels and the build process for the reactor, I'm going to take a shortcut here. I will wait for the power to build up in that machine, and I will get right back with you. All right, guys, I am back. So, it's been roughly a day in Minecraft. It's been 20 minutes or so. We just broke 40 million EU. So we're at almost 42 million. So what we can do now is toss in 1 deuterium and 1 helium-3 cell. Right? And then it's going to suck all that power down and start producing power. It's going to do it at a much faster rate. I kind of think I might want to disconnect those, because this is going to start producing massive power. Yeah, see, that's going up way quicker than it used to. And in fact, let's throw in 2 more. That way, once this, because if this reaction stops, short of the, I guess, well, if it runs out of fuel, rephrase all of that, rewind, rephrase. If it runs out of fuel after the first process is over, it has to go through that whole heating cycle again. And I kind of don't want it to do that. So the helium plasma cell here is our output from these 2. So I kind of feel like I should just put another one in there and let it build up some power. It does put out a pretty good amount of power. It really does. I can't tell just how much it's actually putting out, but it's putting out a lot. So anyway, that is the fusion control computer. To keep it running, I feel like, I don't know, I mean, maybe if I had a way to really automate this thing, it might be worth it. But at this point, I don't. So I don't know. I kind of feel like it's probably not worth it yet, but maybe we'll think about that later on. So what we need to do now, you can see I was looking at something while I was in between waiting. We need to go back to Tech Reborn, and we need to look at the plasma generator right here. Okay, so that requires a generator, an HV transformer, tungsten steel plates, and an energy flow circuit. Now, the tungsten steel plates are a little bit fun, a little bit odd to make, and I had to put together a couple of new machines to do it. Well, one new machine since last time. So to get the tungsten steel plate, you put You can use a compressor or a compactor or the plate press downstairs, any number of machines to make the plate. The plate is not the hard part. The hard part is the tungsten steel ingot, right? So the tungsten steel ingot, you need to use the vacuum freezer from Tech Reborn to turn a hot tungsten steel ingot into a tungsten steel ingot. So the hot tungsten steel ingot, have I ever mentioned that Tech Reborn is a giant rabbit hole? Because it truly is. You use the industrial blast furnace, and you take a tungsten ingot and a steel ingot, both of which are very easy for us to produce right now. And you throw them in the industrial blast furnace. The industrial blast furnace then turns them into a hot tungsten steel ingot and more of these dark ashes. Still don't really know. I mean, all I found when I looked was some decorative blocks for these dark ashes. So whatever, I don't care about that. But the hot tungsten steel, this is the industrial blast furnace. It's a big multi-block. There's lava in the middle. I had to make some various machine casings to get the temperature up high enough. It had to be over 3,000. And 2 blocks of lava in the middle will raise it up by 500. So yeah, it's expensive. These advanced machine casings aren't super cheap. This is the vacuum freezer. Both of these things, I couldn't keep up with their power demand. It's unfortunate, but you know, it is what it is. So we've got the fusion control computer running. What we need to get is that plasma generator, right? So I went ahead and I made all the stuff. The HV transformer is easy. MV transformer plus insulated HV cables, and then that's just a machine frame plus insulated gold cables, blah, blah, blah. Nice and easy. The plates, we just went over. Now I can't find it. And then the energy flow circuit, we've made a bazillion of those things. I think we made something in the neighborhood of 400 of them for the fusion generator. The generator itself is a battery plus a furnace plus a basic machine frame, and a battery's nice and easy with some tin redstone and one of the more of those cables that we have made so many of, and we're fond of, right? We like them. So the plasma generator is done. Ding. That, folks, ladies and gentlemen, wonderful people, rounds out Reborn Tech for us. So Tech Reborn is pretty much done. Now what I'd like to do is figure out how this thing works. Oh, we got to space and beyond. Uh-oh. So I'm going to set this thing down, I guess. I don't know anything about it. So the plasma generator requires helium plasma, and it produces power. So can we... I'm kind of afraid to do this in here. Okay, so it's output rate of 2048. That's good. That's good to know. Can we hook that up to this thing? Yes, we can. Well, we could. I don't really have anywhere to hook it up, though. I guess... you know, if we get rid of that, we can set it right here. And I want to see, can we put the helium plasma straight in here? Yes, we can. Nice. Oh, that's cool. And this is covered by JEI, so I don't have any idea what is going on there. So this thing, wow, this thing is extremely fuel efficient. It's not upgradable though, which I guess is kind of unfortunate, but you know, that's also okay. Wow, okay, neat. So we've done it. We've got our plasma. So all of this stuff, we can kind of move around, wiggle around over time. Not really a huge issue. Yeah, wow, that's cool. So we've got massive amounts of power now all of a sudden from all of these. That's awesome. You know what? I'll take it. I will take it. So let's come down here, and we got Industrial Revolution, that's also neat, and then we got To Space and Beyond. So that's okay as well. Let's take a look. We haven't seen this yet. So To Space and Beyond. Oh boy. So we got to get all the way out through a tier 10 rocket and get to Kepler, Neptune, Uranus, Jupiter, Mercury, Mars. Okay. I kind of feel like this is going to be kind of a long-termer. It doesn't look like there's any unlocks, any gates in this quest line. So, I mean, that's cool. And then we finally got Industrial Revolution. So, you know what? Actually, let's, because Industrial Foregoing requires its version of plastic, which requires this. Let's get that process going. It takes some time to work. And I would like to give it that time. So we are going to need to get our Tree Fluid Extractor right there, which is stone, a furnace, an iron gear, and redstone. Well, I think we've got an iron gear over here. What I don't think we have is stone, but we can get that. Come grab a little bit of cobble, and I'm pretty sure we've got redstone up here. And if not, I will feel absolutely foolish. But that's okay, that's cute. So, Tree Fluid Extractor, and I want to put out a few of these. I should have done another one. You know what? We actually should have done 4, because we're going to go ahead and fully automate this right now. Because again, this does take time. So let's come down here, grab some fluid conduit, hardened fluid duct. That works. We should do. You know what we should do? We should do a retriever node, a retrieval node. So, at thermal, let's build us a retriever if we can. We should be able to do. Can we do a signalum retriever? So, iron nuggets. Easy. We're going to need some glass. Also easy. And we're going to need an IO ender. Easy. Let's come back up here. Okay, well, I should move this elevator. I keep doing that, and it annoys me every time. Can we do a tank, though? I mean, I know we can do the thermal tanks, and those would be fine. Where did my retriever go? Retriever, signalum retriever. Actually, can we do an enderium? Resonant. That's a filter. I don't want a filter. I want a retriever. Oh, it's down here. Resonant retriever. Yes, we can. So we'll do the retriever. And then a tank. Did I pass them? I probably already passed them, didn't I? Portable tank. Right there. So we need a copper. Really? We don't have copper up here? Oh, it's over here. Let's drop that in there and get us a portable tank. And we need to go ahead and upgrade that thing a couple of times, probably. So we need the kits. Upgrade kits. Can we do that? We need a bronze gear. Do we have a bronze gear up here? No. We do not. So we'll do this the old school way if we can to make a bronze, and we don't have any of that either. Okay. I tell you what, let's just get this thing down because we can do that whenever. Good place for this. Anywhere. Let's do it over here for right now. So let's put. I almost feel bad about that. So we're gonna want one of the. Oh yeah, they face the way you're facing. That's right. Actually, let's just put a stone. Okay. Lag spike. Oh, I did it again. I did it again. Just call me Britney Spears. No, please don't. That'd be awkward. All right, so let's get this tank right here, and then we'll put some fluid duct between all of these. And we'll connect them all here, and then we'll drop this resonant retriever on there, and we will just enable it. And then what we need to do is get a mechanical user, and that's a feather that I don't want. Thank you. Thank you. Did I have... I thought I had a mechanical user. I do have a mechanical user. Look at that. All right, so we'll come right back down here. Can I turn that with a wrench? Does the extra utilities wrench work on that? No. Does this crescent wrench? Yes, it does. Okay, sweet. So we wanted to do that. We want to place block. Random slot's fine. And then we'll come over here and we will grab 9 stacks of wood. Okay, and then we can come back and drop these into said mechanical user, and it should place the block, and we'll start getting liquid latex right there. The tree fluid extractors do not require power of any sort. They just kind of work, which is most excellent. So this can just kind of sit here and run for a while and get us a whole bunch of liquid latex. And during that time, because I think, as far as I know, so we need to wait until we can get a bucket of liquid latex. But as far as I know, everything else in this mod is going to be completely dependent on the plastic that we get from this machine. Which is not going to show right now, but let's see where we at. 820. That's getting real close. As soon as we get a bucket of this, then we'll move on. And I'll probably make another real quick cut so I can go... There we go, 1 bucket. So I can get the upgrades made for this tank, because we're definitely going to want them. But there is our latex bucket. This is not going to be a permanent home for this thing. I just needed a place to real quick set it up so we could get this process going. This will be a permanent fixture, at least until we get a few hundred pieces of plastic, but we are entirely reliant on this mod in order for us to make our mob farm. That is our next step, is to make our mob farm. So give me just a minute. I'm gonna go get the upgrades. I will probably try to get this thing upgraded to Signalum, because I have not gotten to make Lumium just yet, which is required for the Indirium upgrade, the resonant upgrade for this tank. But I mean, this tank doesn't really need to be that big. So I may only go to hardened even. So anyway, I will be right back. I'm gonna get this tank upgraded. All right, guys. So I decided to cut that break just a tiny bit short. I wanted to show you what this grinder does, fully upgraded, and just to show you really how quick this machine. I was kind of surprised by how quick this machine actually became. And the furnace from this mod is even faster. So we needed some electrum. And we can throw the electrum in this electric furnace. Just look how quick that is. Like, I hate to say this, but I honestly think that's quicker than the mechanism stuff. And the mechanism stuff is super, super quick. So I'm going to upgrade that to hardened. Did I have a silver gear over here? I feel like I did. Silver gear is 11 right there. All right, so I'll throw the silver gear in here. We can get the electrum upgrade kit done. Do we have the stuff for Signalum? Is an electrum gear? And no, we need cryothium dust, which we can easily do. I just kind of don't feel like doing it. Gelid. I should do... Well, we're not really going to need to worry about that. We're getting into chickens real soon. Alright, so let's come back down here. Let's get that tank upgraded, and then it's probably getting close to the wrapping up point of the episode. There is one, which means we can now hold 80 buckets. And there's two. Now we can hold 180 buckets. So we've got 5 buckets of liquid latex in here. These things are just going to passively keep running and give us this gross goodness. Oh, yeah, while I'm thinking about it. So this is a room that I am currently working on. This little housing here, applied energistics, is going to be sitting right in here because it's centralized. Well, relatively centralized. It's close enough that I can access everything over there, access everything that's going to be in here, which I did some landscaping and I made it look a little prettier. I kind of dig it. I kind of like it. There's no point in just building a big boring structure in a skyblock just because you're in a skyblock, right? So I made it look nice. Chickens will be going in that house. That is our hen house. So yeah, we're going to be getting into applied energistics ASAP. I'm going to say now that we're done with a lot of these basic tech mods, we're going to get into chickens next. What I'd really like to get into though is way down here in large multi-blocks, and I think large multi-blocks is gated behind Industrial Revolution. So we need to get to the sludge refiner, the mining laser. I am kind of planning on putting the Industrial Foregoing stuff kind of over here, but I don't think this is going to be this one's home. So keep an eye out for that. We'll be moving that around. If you have any suggestions for me, leave me a note down in the comments, and I will definitely take that into consideration. But for now, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, this episode, please consider hitting that like button. I really appreciate it. If you like what I'm doing on this channel, hit that subscribe button. And until next time, Grumpy Giant signing out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.